Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Gyle here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Feather promotional series. Happy Mondays, everybody. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's that dreaded time of the week. Not to worry, I've got some SOPCOM action coming away this afternoon to help cheer you up and steer you headfirst into another working week. Never mind, it's all good fun. Quick message going out to everyone first of all, guys. I'm thinking of having a little bit of a competition, and that competition stems to the more creative of you out there. Basically, you see this little splash screen in the background before you. Of course, many of you will be aware I have one for each of the 4 races. Many of you will also be aware that the Aeon 1 and the Seraphim 1 kind of suck. And basically, been having conversations with Yulo or Julo. Forgive me, sir. I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to pronounce the J at the front of that one or not. He's been doing some extra work helping to beautify these opening splash screens for me. He came up with the idea, well, why not make a whole bunch of them and rotate? I just don't have time to do it, guys. So, basically, guys, if you would like to make more funky looking bases, and it doesn't just have to be Aeon or Seraphim, it could be UEF ones or Cybran ones as well, even though I do like this one and the UEF one. But it's going to be nice to alternate them, get a little bit of a flavour going on for, you know, a little bit of variation. We've had these running for quite some time now, so if you like that, you just get to work. It does need to be at 1920 by 1080, and something like this is good. It doesn't have to have a quantum gateway in. We're probably going to have the scrolling titles done in a slightly different fashion. He's putting together a little bit of a bar at the bottom of the screen to make it look a little bit more professional. So you can have a quantum gateway in there. It doesn't have to be in there. But otherwise, those are the only real stipulations. Something at this kind of distance, saying a nice base, or even, I don't know, a battle scene could be quite cool. Doesn't have to be a base, but I'll leave it up to you. The best will get selected. You may find it, you know, beautifying the channel at the beginning of one of these casts, if that's your sort of thing. Anyway, on to today's game. It's going to be a ladder match, and it's going to go down on open palm. So hold on to your potatoes as we gate in and go to the game zone and see how these guys are going to get on. Let's take a look at our players. Going first up at the top left in the blue corner, it's none other than FAF, and I promise to go at least an entire cast today without referring to him as a girl. I'm pretty sure it's getting on his nerves now. We say getting on his tits. No, it wouldn't be doing that. Getting on his nerves. Anyway, he's going Aeon, opening first land, second air, and his opponent down here at the bottom right, my good friend and fellow caster, TA4Life, going Seraphim, opening first land, second air. Great to have him on the show at the end of last week. It really is a rarity. Obviously, you guys haven't seen me do a dual caster, but I think you'll agree it went down pretty well. That was our first attempt, and if we get to do any more in the future, hopefully they will be even better. But it really, I hope you guys appreciate it, because my casting bracket, my time of day is very limited indeed. And I'm based obviously around London, and he's in Seattle. So he was doing that at about 1:30, 2:00, 3 in the morning when we were trying to cast that ISIS game the other day. So I hope you guys appreciate it. But he is, as we know, a class act who sacrifices just about everything for this game, and we love him for it. But anyway, initial units out for both of these guys. TA4Life, I'm wondering if he's going random these days in ladder. Certainly Aeon would be his, as we well know, his race of choice, but today he's sporting the season's fashionable Seraphim. In comes a Spirit, wants to see what's going on. He's going to see a Selene, a couple of Engineers, and a FAM. Nothing that I can really discern from that, but he might make it into the back base. No, he doesn't. Doesn't get any read, I don't think, on what's going on right at the back there. No, wasn't close enough in to see that. A couple more Spirits out either side, giving him some good intel, but a lead FAM and Selene making contact with the first few units at the front of Olex's base, and Olex has had enough of this. He's going to bring his ACU out to the fore. Will he catch up to it? It's going to be close, just manages it. Ooh, a little bit of gamesmanship there, Olex. That pause was quite interestingly timed. Might have just allowed him to distract TA, to allow him to get his commentary range. Maybe I'm being a little bit pessimistic. I'm sure Olex wouldn't do that, but it did seem coincidental, didn't it? Anyway, bomber en route over from the blue corner. Looks like it's beelining for this Engineer as it makes its way in around the back of the Nook. Gets the bomb away and picks up the kill. No more expansion for you, sir. I have got a bomber out for TA as well, and a scout plane. Defending interceptor, or shadowing escorting interceptor for Olex, circling overhead. That bomber's still alive, but there is some T1 and TA on the ground. But that's a nice bomb right in the center of 3 engineers. Picks up all 3 kills. That's going to slow down TA4Life and his expansion. TA with his own bomber out over here. No kills yet, and only 18 hit points left on the clock. Decides to just drop a bomb on Olex. Why not? He deserves it. Absolutely. And some Olex trying to expand around the back of his base here, getting into around the back corner. We have got 1 THAM en route, and this is the one interesting thing about Open Palms. Those 3 mexes at the back, you'd think they would be the easiest to hold on to, but actually they are some of the hardest to hold on to on the map. It's so easy for your opponent to skirt around the edges here with units. You can see that's what TA is trying to do. He's parked a Selen in the back here, giving himself some intel. And if that THAM can score a kill on the engineer before the Auroras get him, it will delay this expansion for a decent portion of time. Home straight in on the engineer. Auroras open fire, but that is going to be a kill for the THAM, and more time taken off expansion. 1 engineer to the right of the Nook over here. He will probably be the next chappie to come in around the back, currently queued up over to the east. Meanwhile, what's going on in the middle? A couple of units parked down here from Olex, looking to knock out any more expanding NGs. And the plateau for the moment in the center, I wouldn't say it's in TA's hands, but certainly he's the only one any units in the vicinity. Olex gathering together a nice chunky band of Auroras in the middle. Definitely will be able to shoo TA4Life off that central plateau if he should decide to do it. And no more engineers assigned to those rear mexes as yet. In fact, those 2 Auroras have been pulled. Looks like he's going to park them over here to the west of the Nook, prevent any more units coming in that way, although this was the path that TA took to get that 1 THAM in the back there. Odd little engagement overhead with interceptors. TA looking a little bit stronger in the air for the moment. 3 interceptors roaming for him. Another bomber out for Olex, beelining again straight for the center of TA's base. Interceptor happens by accident. Probably going to be not going to get much done, but that is a radar that got taken out and lands on top of something. That was a T1 Seraphim NG. Rather unfortunate turn of events there for TA. And a couple of mexes down here in jeopardy from a band of Auroras that Olex had hidden away. Always the problem on Open Palms, so much space to cover. TA getting caught up now by Olex's Auroras and the odd fervor in there as well. TA down to around 7,200 HP, but Olex not with enough units there to scare him too much. Going to be a successful hold over there from TA, and now it's starting to look like the territory, the battle is taking on some kind of cohesion. And it has to be said, Olex's expansion has gone a lot better in the early phases of this game. 47 mass to 38 in favor of Olex. Of course, the minute I say it, it drops and changes and fluctuates, but you can see he's definitely ahead. And I think it's fair to say about 45% of the map in under Olex's control, and about 30 or so for TA. Lots of space still to be claimed. But Olex the first to go for one of the side ridges. Made a play for this one down here. Going to pick up the mexes with one of the engineers and go for some defense with the other. And TA usually pretty good at going for the edges. It felt like making a play for it this time. He is shadowing with his air over there to make sure Olex hasn't made a play for that one as well. I suggest he's thinking about making a move for it, but TA's ACU still looking pretty dominant on the field in this area of the map. Just finishing off the last few units there of Olex's. Making their way in, and just as that eruptor was about to go online and secure that area FAM's primary it and take it out. They're going to get about 20 seconds or so to cause some problems. Actually, not as much as that. About 7 or 8 seconds, but still denies the static emplacement, which is always good to do. An engineer apiece on the plateau for both these two players. Definitely no one in control, but I have to say I like Olex's setup at the moment. He's looking a lot more spread out. He's looking more well developed. He's the only person to have claimed a ridge so far. I'm not seeing any transports loading up with engineers for TA either, so it doesn't look like he's going for that ridge anytime soon. Happy to harass for the moment with these T1 bombers that he's got out circling over these fringe sections of troops from Olex. Olex's ACU out to the west, shifting even further in that direction, making sure he's not going to be facing a FAM run by from here, and he manages to complete an eruptor as well. And no Zuis in this mix that I can see, so that should be able to hold. We'll lose some build capacity in the process, however, but he'll be happy to keep the FAMs out of the rear of his base. TA4Life just picking up his rear mexes as we speak. Olex also doing the same now, and has an eruptor and land factory in place as well, so looking reasonably secure back there. Those bombers being redirected over to the southwestern ridge. Not managing to score any more damage up there though, however. But TA has caught up remarkably well on the eco side of things, fluctuating quite a lot with what he's bringing in, but seems to be around, generally around 67 or so a piece. Although that might be because Olex is having such cataclysmic power issues as we speak. Needs to get a handle on that, and soon. You know, look at the reclaim side of things. Olex has been doing considerably better as well. 7,200 banks so far and on the rise. TA4Life, by contrast, 3.5k, or less than that, 3,300, 400, needs to step on the gas on that side of things, but he's caught up in development. Map control wise, now looking around 50-50. You can see he's finally made a play for the ridge. He's got one land factory further back and is bringing troops up onto the hillock there. So one ridge apiece. The plateau in the middle has been divided between these two players, but it's like Olex now asserting some dominance and control in the center here with some long-range further bombardment over the side. But TA4Life making a push now over in the east with his ACU. He's got around 7,000 hit points to play with on the comm, so looking pretty good. He is going to be successful in taking down the Hydro. Probably not great for Olex, who was recently suffering power issues. Seems to have rectified them somewhat from the last time we checked. Bombers out this time for Olex, harassing the reinforcing units around that comm. Also some work happening over in the west. We've got T2 now on the field for Olex. These T1 bombers not getting any penetration now, thanks to some ascendants dotted around this area. We've also got a little band of obsidians in the middle there. Yeah, he needs to be careful here. He's got two bands of Aeon T1 trying to sandwich him. He's cleaned up one of them to the northeast, but there's still this one coming in from the main base to his west. He needs to be careful of his own units, now depleted in number. He's got around 8,000 HP. He has got 64 kills, and you see he's sporting the gun on that comm. Epic rate of fire, so he can't handle for the moment. We've got Chrono Dampener on Olex. Seeing more of this these days. It used to be completely useless, but updated in a recent balance patch, now has found its niche in the game. It's now useful again, which is always nice to see. You can see the mass EMP going out in range for that Kong every time that pulse activates.
Commander under attack.
And Olex feeling very ballsy all of a sudden. Now he's got the chrono dampener on that comm. He's also got T2 on the field facing basically all T1. The HQ is online there for TA4Life. He is producing Ilshivas, but it's quite far forward. That's going to be a priority target if Olex can get in there. But there's still work being done up here by TA4Life at his ACU with that gun upgrade. Just needs to take out these two Eruptors, and then he can knock out all four of the Mexes and clean it up. So there's definitely a wheeling action going on in this game. The front was bisected corner to corner, and now it looks like it might be going top to bottom before too long. Ilshiva's under construction, but TA4Life abandoning the HQ with his build capacity. Doesn't want to suffer all of those losses on top of it. Pretty certain he's going to lose the factory as it goes, and in fact all of the build capacity and all of the units shifting north generally, wanting to perhaps pile up around the comm and continue the success he's having up in this portion of the map. But a lot of gunships on the field now, Spectres and Swiftwinds out for Olex, who's made the switch to airplay in this one. Nice switch that is. That HQ has been destroyed there for TA4Life. Olex gaining good ground and front door looking relatively wide open, at least for the moment. We have got a bunch of T2 PD queued up there for TA, but definitely vulnerable for the moment if Olex was thinking about making a move. That northern base, meanwhile, for Olex has been taken out. Where is TA's comm gone? He's actually brought it back. He needs that power to prevent Olex from making any more progress into the main base. And I gotta say, you sure Olex has missed an opportunity here. He should have just gone in and seen if he could cripple this base. What's coming out of here? We've got Ilshivas on the road out of these other T2 factories, so we have another HQ. There it is. So didn't hurt TA too much. He was well prepared for it. He's actually ahead in mass. How's he doing on the reclaim side of things? 12,300 for TA against 19,000 for Olex. So Olex still well ahead on the reclaim side of things, and he's not too far behind on eco either. Actually well ahead in power, not surprising with that switch up that he's made for gunships, which he's bringing in now. Going to go straight for that T2 power plant right in the center of TA's base. There is some static T1 at the core, but he will be successful in snagging the kill on that factory. Sorry, not on the factory, on that power plant. TA gonna continue to harass Olex's comm. Vital, he keeps it out of his base. Difficult to do with all that shield coverage he's got there, as well as that chrono dampener pinging off and incapacitating all of those units. Look at that. It'd be absolutely devastating. This is the central section of the fight now. Absolutely essential that TA4Life keeps this attack where it is and stall. If it makes it into here, it's game over. That's why he's brought his comm back to the front to fight. A huge queue up of something there and then cancelled. Not sure what that was. Olex still looking tentative though, not wanting to overextend his comm. Doesn't want to suddenly find himself overwhelmed. I think he'd afford to be a little bit more ballsy here. Eco fluctuating as ever throughout this game. But definitely the wind is in Olex's sails at the moment. Yes, TA4Life is having some success up here, but he can't really push into this base. Both ACUs down here, the predominant force is on the field. All that combat going on in front of TA4Life's main base, right on his doorstep. TA electing instead to skirt around the back and go for the rear mexes, but we do have a TAC missile launcher in play for TA, and he's going after the power, initially at least. No TMD up and running for Olex. 2 T2 power generators down. What does that do to his power? He's okay, doesn't want to lose any more though. Now it's Mass that's under pressure. Good work from TA considering all the pressure he's under at his main. And now Olex finally decides to be bold, and unfortunately there's a lot of point defense in place. I'm pretty sure all of this is going to get shredded. Olex is using it to cover his retreat and see if he can score any critical damage on TA while he backs up. TA's forces pushing through the middle as well and making his way around the back, but I think there's too many eruptors in play back there for him able to knock Olex off that position. Now we have TMD in place. Olex managed to save enough power to avoid any issues, and now we've got a drop from TA coming in around the back of the Nook, right into the back of Olex's base. A swift wind scramble, and do so just in time to take that out before it could deposit the units in the back of the base. Nice alert play there from Olex. But just look how this game has changed. Olex forced to back up away from TA4Life's base. TA able to snag an upgrade on his comm in the meantime. Now it's TA bringing the pressure and also getting a little bit of a fire base together as well. Look at this cheeky point defense creep that's been going on for the last few minutes. Good work from TA. He's forced Olex to draw back his forces to defend this, but now as they come in to deal with the Ilshivers, they take outrageous amounts of T2 PD fire. Once again, Olex finds himself with an exposed flank. At the time, TA capitalizing on the lack of support down there, but successful TAC missile bombardment from the center there from Olex. He says 2 can play at that game, and that is going to be the HQ that's about to go down. He's already lost the other T2 factories. Boom! That is a painful loss there for TA, and still eco-wise things remain relatively close. TA now seems to be ahead at least a little bit, and Olex's ACU sitting pretty in the middle, light in terms of support, but with that chrono dampener it's almost like he doesn't need it. Going after the Ilshivers first and then worrying about the T1, but look at the amount of red suddenly on the field. TA beginning to sprawl and spam. Mobile missile launchers here. Evensong's been dispatched from Olex to try and deal with this point defense creep. So much build capacity up here. They're able to throw TMD together very quickly indeed. I'm not sure these Evensongs are going to have any success here with that Serpentine firing ground-based TAC missiles at it as well. (96 to 116) favor of TA, as TA caught up in the reclaim side of things. 41.5k bank so far for TA compared to 30, and that is what has really pushed TA ahead in this game. 16,000 mass overtaken in the reclaim stakes, and now he's ahead on eco as well. One helping the other, of course. Alex trying to extend his static defenses away from the mechs back here, which are all now at T2. He's going to need those to stay in contention, but we've got some strap bombers on the field. A shocker down here for Alex, so he's made the transition to T3 air. Where's he going with that is the question. Those swift winds going in tow. Looks like he's going for an approach on the rear resourcing option, going straight after that T2 P-Gen. Does that do anything to TA's power supply? Not really. Slow up the amount he uses overcharge. That's about it for the moment. TA mopping up fringe structures down here on his side of the map, and it really is looking like it's edging towards 70% map control for TA now. Although I might have spoken too soon about the Evensongs not scoring any damage against this point defense creep with all this TMD here. The build capacity has been whittled down, and the amount of mobile missile launchers here is absolutely outrageous. Olex looking like he's able now to deal with this little push to the right of his main base. Can't believe how back and forth this game is. A mobile missile drop coupled with one engineer and a couple of Zuis coming in towards the back here. TA lining up his sights for the rear resourcing option for the moment, but still this strap bomber's alive. All three of those mexes have been taken out, as well, of course, as those power gens for TA. Still not suffering too badly, at least for the moment. And you can see why he's focusing so heavily on the area down here. That is the new T3 HQ for TA4Life. Couldn't have put it further away from harm's way. Finally, that strap bomber is taken out by TA4Life's interceptors. We're starting to see some restorers on the field now. TA4Life might need to think about switching up now to teching his Air Force. Going to be a threat in the skies now. Restorers dispatched out to defend the rear resourcing option. There are some Ioshivas down here, but they should be able to finish them off before the restorers go down. But the question is, will it be in time to save the mexes? I doubt it. There's too many units there for him to do so. And TA4Life looking very aggressive now with his comm. And why not? 30,750 HP on that comm. Overcharging as he goes. He's got the gun upgrade. Does that equate to both of the nano? No, he's just got the basic nano repair, not the enhanced.
Commander under attack.
We have got T3 grounds for Olex. Those hubs moving in, but overcharge, able to deal with them nice and easily. He's going to need some anti-air on the field, though, to contend with these restorers, which are steadily growing in number now. Those interceptors not going to be much help there at all. The land definitely not a problem for him at all, but the restorers still going unchallenged in the skies above his head, down to around 18,500 hit points as he backs up to safer territory. He's got some Ioshivas moving in as we speak. I wonder if Olex is going to decide to switch up and try and kill off the flak first, or whether he's going to stay on the comm. He's doing pretty well. He's getting through the commander's HP down to around 12.5k and falling. 3 Ioshivas in the immediate vicinity, more coming in as we speak, down to around 8,500. TA caught in exactly the same place he was in cast 35 against Voodoo as he goes down into the red. I can't believe it. He had this game won. Has he not got enough flak to be able to prevent his comm from being gunship to death. 4,000 hit points and falling, but lots of Ioshivas steaming in now as we speak, and the last couple go down. 2.5k hit points left on the comm, but a shocker coming in over the top. I don't believe it. That's gonna do it. Olex snags the win from the jaws of defeat. He was so far behind, I'm pretty sure it's fair to say, if he hadn't have been able to push TA4Life back there with all of that air power and eventually grab the kill, he might well have succumbed to that push. All of the damage being done on the ground, absolutely outrageous. I can't believe it. That's in exactly the same place as well. I think it was cast 35. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was cast 38 against Voodoo. Not sure what I said earlier in the throes of ecstasy while that was going on, but yeah, cast 38 against Voodoo. He had Voodoo beaten. He was actually in a much better position than he was here. He had the ridges. All of this was under his control, but he just couldn't get enough flak in there to defend his comm from the gunships. Oh, that must bring up or dredge up bad memories. But I hope you enjoyed that, guys. As always, more to come from me in the future. Don't forget that splash screen, the base screen in the background intro competition. I will be putting a post up on the forums, so you can have a little chat about things in there. But in the meantime, as always, stay well and stay safe. This is Gyle signing out.